Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? We are Monday, May 20th, 2019. Another week in the markets ahead. Let's get it going. So last week, what do we have? Market was pretty strong last week, huh? I mean, you pretty much saw a nice rally from the previous week from obviously the China-U.S. trade war, tariff bullshit they had going on, and obviously there's plenty of talk still happening. I actually saw quite interesting. You saw the market kind of sell off in the second half of trading on Friday. So obviously Trump's still doing what he does, and talks are still around. What exactly is going to happen moving forward, who knows? But when you see, obviously, I mean, Fridays are always volatile, as it is. But taking that step further, a lot of investors, traders taking profits for the week, so obviously, price definitely fades out. But you're not going to see significant sell-offs like that. Usually, you usually don't. But so these are kind of, kind of red flags, some of the kind of footprints to look at moving forward. So it kind of gives us a lot of opportunities to the downside. At least, watch stocks that perhaps shouldn't be fading are fading, and stocks that should be elevated aren't. So, we're going to keep a close eye on securities this week and see how the China-U.S. situation kind of unfolds. But we got a hefty watches going into the session. Like we always do, we sit back and cherry pick the best of the best. We wait to see how the market reacts after the dust settles, and wait for our price to get set up, and when it does, we'll step in. Otherwise, we sit on the sidelines and wait. So let's get into it. We'll quickly run through this. We got ROG. Obviously, you've been seeing it sell off for a few days. You obviously had that big gap down yesterday, big trade gap down yesterday, closing 30 points to the downside, so quite significant. We like it, to couple more points to the downside. Until obviously market changes its sentiment. No need to get in the way of this thing. So couple more points to the downside. That's where we're at. Next up, seeing SINA. SINA obviously has been in a downtrend for a couple weeks and continue had a nice significant gap yesterday, closed almost 4.5 points to the downside. We like this thing a few more points also, at least to the 42 level. We don't see anything otherwise stopping it until obviously the market changes its sentiment. We are going to take this thing down and mitigate risk properly. LITE, another one that's been selling off, closed the low of the day on Friday, and we'd like it, another point. So nothing too deep as far as the move is concerned, but we're going to keep a close eye on this thing. It's kind of a fairly stress-free trade for us, putting in lower highs and lower lows below VWAP. So we're going to keep a close eye on this thing and mitigate a risk. SWKS, as you can see, has been selling off significant for a couple weeks. That downtrend, trying to had that bounce off that 65 level at the beginning of the year, but clearly having quite a hard time getting back to that 115, 120 level. It's been trading at for a couple of years. So that being said, the sell-off is significant. This tech sector is obviously getting hit, from China. So if it continues to sell off, obviously there's definitely a few more points for us to enjoy. So we're gonna keep a close eye on this thing as well, and any weakness, anytime it gets stuffed out at the high of day, we're gonna step in and mitigate a risk. INGN, same situation. Look at this daily chart, isn't that incredible? So definitely not done yet. Had that gap down in the middle of May. And you can see that it's just having a hard time trying to fill that gap. It's kind of heading right back down south. So we're still going to stay adamant and diligent with our 65 level and continue to trade this thing to the downside until market changes its sentiment. AGCO, same situation. Had a sell-off on Friday, down 3 points, and we don't see anything again this way for a couple more points to the downside. So obviously it's 200 days sitting at the 62 level. So we like our first target 65 to see what's going to happen. If it continues to show weakness, then we definitely like this thing. But we're going to stay kind of sit back and wait and see how the market reacts, and we'll step in and mitigate risk. Keys, obviously, it's a strong, definitely been on a run since its IPO. So there's nothing wrong with the company at all. It's just it's extended. Period. It's definitely extended, and you can see it's been putting in lower highs and lower lows for a few weeks now. There's nothing in the way of this thing. There's nothing this technically. Let's just put it that way. Technically, there's nothing there to find some support. So we like the 75 level personally. Could go deeper than that, sure, but that's our initial target. And until you have this strong support, until you have a strong curl to the upside, there's nothing to stop this thing. So we definitely like this thing. It's definitely at the top of our watch. So we like this thing for a few more points, at least to the downside. UB&T, same situation. It's been selling off quite strongly. Found relative support, quote unquote, but again, it's kind of sitting. It's like a pause right now at that 128 level. There's nothing for it to kind of sit on. It's paused right now. There's no real reason for this thing to stop. It's gonna probably continue down the 121. So just like keys, we're very strong in this thing. This is on top of our list as well. So we like to the 121 after this pause is done, and we're going to enjoy it all the way to that 121 level. Triple M's another one. This thing's just been fucking selling off like crazy. 161 is our target. 164 is our target, excuse me. And again, nothing's in the way of this thing to slow down. Any pause is just a pause until there's a curl and significant uptrend again to the upside. We like to the downside. XL and X, obviously you can see it's been selling off for quite a while. We like to the 100 level. Conservatively, and again, nothing's in the way of this thing to find any kind of support technically, and we like it. Obviously, 200 is a little bit lower than 100 on the 100 level, our target. So we like it at least to the 100, if not to the 200-day moving average. Restoration Hardware, same situation. We like to the 87 level. It's clearly, you can see this downtrend. And I tell you right now, guys, Restoration Hardware, it's a cool store, but it's definitely not deserving of this fucking elevator price in the hundreds. That's why it's trading in the 90s now, and we definitely anticipate in the 80s. So again, we're gonna stay diligent with our conviction and with our original thesis, and take it down at all opportunities whenever it cannot breach its intraday high. DDS, another situation. Dillard's, this shit fucking retail department store. Any of you guys in the US know what this company's about, what this business is about. It's trading above Macy's, which has no business trading above Macy's. It should be trading with JCPenney's in the single digits, and perhaps soon enough it will. But right now it's try to fight a little bit on Friday, but overall I definitely do not see this thing bouncing back up. Definitely see it fading at least to the 50 level, if not further. Last but not least, Roku's running. Solid company. Definitely not a bad company, but it's overbought. So it's extended, and we see the retracement to that 76.50 level. So we're going to stay diligent with this thing, and any lower high, lower low will mitigate risk to the previous high and take it down. So that's what we got going on. We got a significant watch list going into the session. Like we always do, we sit back and wait, cherry pick the best of the best, wait for prices set up, come to us. If it does not, and then we let it go and on to the next. As always, guys, stay very, very diligent with your stops and wait for price to set up for you. You chase, you die. Alright, guys, if you want to see how we're doing the watch list, how we're building our watch list, how we're trading these stocks or any other stocks, come check out the site. We invite you over to check it out at thestreettrading.com, and we will sort you out on the 90-day course. Alright, guys, have a great day in the markets, and we will check you later.